My first granddaughter, Dorothy, that's her granddaughter too, Sister Campbell's granddaughter, Janisha Campbell. Y'all know her, Dorothy. And my first granddaughter was her mama was a baby. And I'm on my way to get some milk at 1:30, 2 in the morning at Rice Supermarket. The only store open 24 hours, right over here on East Houston Road. Even from here, it ain't but about 3 miles. And I get stopped and put in the back of a police car with my hands cuffed. I'm already tired and got to get up at 5 because I got to go to work doing road construction. And the guy I rode with, Deacon A.G. Gaither, he didn't play. So I was carpenter helper, and if he come by then I wasn't ready, it wasn't going to be nice. I had to hit lip for 5 months. But I'm tired. They kept me in the back of that police car about 2 hours. Running my license and all that, and I'm asking them why am I sitting in there, and they don't give me no explanation. Now I just heard just a few days ago that 2 Caucasian police had killed one of us over in Galena Park. You see what I'm saying? This is back in '71. Look up in the history book. They killed a black boy right there in Galena Park, where I moved to. Ain't that pitiful? But anyway. And now I'm on my way to the store, and I'm in the backseat of the boat. Nobody knows but my wife that I'm on my way to the store. Get some milk because my baby would not stop crying. Now I'm in the police car for 2 hours. In the middle of the night, and another 2 hours from there, I got to get up and go to work.
Amen.
I'm nervous and I'm scared because I'm black and they white.
Amen.
Yeah. And then when they finally let me out, now this dark night, they ain't have all these street lights like they got now. They tell me my car looked like a car that somebody was driving that just robbed the store down the street.
Amen. Amen.
Never told me why they put me over nothing.
My Lord.
Told me have a good night. How I'm gonna have a good night? I've been scared for my life for the past 2 hours. So when I get home, y'all know how I was doing? I was doing this. Oh, for at least another hour. My wife said, you might need to tell Dick you can't go to work today. I couldn't take off work. I had a brand new baby at home. I need to feed my family. You know what I'm saying? How I'm going to take off? But I'm so nervous, I couldn't even go to sleep. I experienced this. And there are many of us in here right now I can tell you about some of those same type of experiences.
Oh God. Yes, sir.
Yes, it's time for them to wake up and realize equal treatment. Just tell me why you stopped me. Give me something. You know, don't just throw me in the back seat with my handcuff. Anyway, y'all pray for me. That's the word from the Lord. I ain't get up to preach about that. Matthew chapter 7, verse 1 through 5. Matthew chapter 7, verse 1 through 5.
Amen.
Familiar passage of scripture? Y'all have it?
Amen.
Say amen.
Amen.
Someone read it for me real loud.
Judge not,
Listen at that.
that you be not judged.
Amen.
For with what judgment ye judge,
Yes.
you shall be judged.
Yes.
And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
Amen.
And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye,
Yes.
Right?
but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye?
Yes.
Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye,
My Lord.
and behold, a beam is in thine own eye?
Hallelujah.
Thou hypocrite.
Yes, sir.
Lord have mercy.
First, cast out the beam out of thine own eye,
Yes. Oh God.
and then thou shalt clearly be cast out. Then thou shalt clearly cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye.
Lord have mercy.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
No. That's
Neither
it.
cast
That's
ye
it.
your
Verse
pearls
5. That's
before
it, Dick.
swine.
That's it, Rev. Verse 5. Thank you. Rev is on the street, ain't it?
That's right.
We're going to tag this text. Who you watching? Who you watching? Would y'all repeat that?
Who you
Who you watching?
Who you watching?
you watch.
Okay, look at somebody, even if they ain't looking back and say, who you watching?
Who you watching?
Who you watching? You know, now I asked a couple of weeks ago, those of y'all who wasn't here, y'all got a pretty good excuse, but those of y'all who was here, y'all ain't. I asked y'all to bring a mirror. Who all brought a mirror? Anybody brought a mirror? All right, y'all should have brought your mirror. But anyway, those of you who are going to be watching by video, get your mirror handy or get near a mirror if you're at home. Amen?
Amen.
Because this mirror ought to let you know who to watch. Look at it.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and look at it.
Yeah.
Don't be ashamed. Look at it. Don't be scared to look at yourself.
Yeah.
That's you.
Amen.
One of the biggest problems we have in our society is we all look at somebody else.
But not ourselves.
And we never hardly take enough time
Look at yourself.
to look at our own self.
Amen.
Well, son.
You know, when we stop and begin to sit in judgment of others, Pastor Reginald,
Yeah.
Sidney, we too often forget that same judgment applies to us.
That's right.
Amen.
That's right, God.
You see, I might covet. And you say, oh, look at him, shame on him. And you just told a lie. But guess what? Shame on you too.
Yeah.
Amen.
Well.
But what the big problem in the world is, especially in the world of those of us who claim to be born again, is we see everybody faults
But our own. Yes. You walking tall,
except our own.
Amen. Amen.
But what we ought to do is just stop for a moment. Take time to look in the mirror. You know, a few weeks ago when I came in to preach, it got to the preaching time so fast, I had been back in the back and I was writing my notes, and a lot of time when you write your notes, Deacon Harold, at least me, when I'm thinking hard, you know, and the Spirit pouring stuff in my head, I scratch my head, you know, and my hair was all over my head. I came in here, and if y'all look at the tape from a few weeks ago, boy, my hair was every which way. Y'all probably thought I had done it like that on purpose so I could look like some of these youngsters. But what it was is I forgot to look in the mirror.
Amen.
And a lot of times, y'all ain't catch that, did you? A lot of times, all we need to do,
Just look.
brothers and sisters, is stop looking so much at other folks' faults
Look in the mirror.
and look in the mirror.
Amen.
We would be surprised to find out that a whole lot of the fault, Pastor Joseph, that we see in others, we can find a lot similitude of that same fault in ourselves.
Amen. Amen.
Who are you watching? And you know, we have even gotten to the point where we will say, I would go to church, but them preachers. I would go to church, but them choir members. I would go to church, but them ushers. Well, why don't you be an usher? Well, why don't you be a choir member?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you be a preacher?
Yes, sir.
I mean, if you know how to do it so well.
Yeah.
You see, my brothers and sisters, Jesus is trying to make something clear. And if you have a red letter edition of Scripture, you know that that's Jesus speaking when he kicks it off in that first verse saying, judge not. And I believe that if we were there, Brother B.th, when Jesus was saying that, Jesus wasn't saying, judge not now. So you won't be judged. Jesus, he was sitting there with his disciples. He said, judge not. I believe he emphasized.
All right.
Amen.
Don't judge other folk.
Right.
Because then you'll cause me to have to judge you.
Yes.
Don't misunderstand. Don't misunderstand me. Even of recent days, Sister Solomon,
Yes, sir.
the tragedy that we've seen with that young man over there in Minnesota. That was horrible. I don't have to judge to say that was horrible.
No.
But now if I say Shelvin, the cop that did it, is going to go to hell, I stepped out of bounds.
Yes, sir. Yes. Right there.
Yes, sir. Preach now.
Now we have laws that should tell him whether or not he go to jail.
Yeah.
But only God
Can
can tell him if he go to hell.
Yeah. All right. Walking tall.
Yeah.
You know, somebody sent me a tape yesterday, just yesterday I believe it was. And I looked at a little of it about some girl who had the audacity to spread her fancy about how wicked the young man was that got killed, and that I would never celebrate anybody with a record like that, and this, that, and the other. But I'm reminded that when Jesus was hanging on the cross,
Yes, sir.
there was a thief hanging on one side or the other.
Yes, sir.
Now, you know, a lot of us like to say that the one that repented was on the right side and the other one, we don't know what side that. We just know the Bible just say he hung there and there were two malefactors, one on either side.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you want to put him on the right, that's fine. If you want to put him on the left, I ain't mad at you. But the one of them said, when you get to your kingdom, and but before he said that, guess what he said? I've been a devil all my life.
Oh, yeah. I deserved it. Yeah.
All my life. He didn't say part of my life. He said, I've been a devil all my life.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've been wrong. Hey, look, I'm such a good thief. I think when I was born, I was stealing. Mama would go to sleep, I'd steal some milk, something.
Yeah.
I just learned how to steal. And guess what Jesus said to him? This day.
Yes, sir.
Because guess what? On this side, see, here's the problem. A lot of us, can I help somebody? A lot of us live on this side like this is it. But I got some news for you. This ain't it.
No.
This is your place of preparation.
Yes, sir.
When you leave here, it's not over. And it's a fool that put all of his treasure over here and don't have none over yonder.
Yeah.
So don't misunderstand me. If I see a man that's been drinking too much and he's staggering all over the place, I ain't gonna have to judge him to say he's drunk. But I can't send him to hell.
That's right.
And I don't know what's going on with him. No harm.
That's true.
You probably would have been drinking too if what happened to him happened to you. Oh Lord. have mercy.
Yeah.
But Jesus said, judge not. Now, we don't get to determine God's resolve on the outcome of what happens when people do wrong. But guess what we ought to do? Hold it up. Don't be ashamed. Every time you see me do it, you do it. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
All right.
What we ought to do is,
Look in the mirror.
every time you make up in your mind that if you need to judge somebody, you ought to pick this up
Yes, sir.
and say, oh Lord, what about me?
No.
Judge not that ye be not judged.
Yes, sir.
You know, when you look in that mirror, what do you see? You see yourself.
That's right.
I never shall forget, we had the Bury the Devil program here at the church. And we had a coffin brought in and had the coffin laying there. And when it got time to bury Satan, we had to have the final viewing, you know. And brother Brandon, we would open up the coffin. And everybody would pass by so they could look in there and see Satan. And what happened is, when they passed by and looked in, it was a mirror. It was a mirror in there. So if you really want to bury Satan, you need to bury the Satan that's in you. Because I don't care how sanctimonious you think you is, you still got something in you. I know some of us think we walking so high on the cloud, we more holy than Jesus. But I got news for you. I got news for you. I ain't judging you, but I know better. When you look in that mirror, what do you see? Is it someone who day by day are striving to live for God and the cause of Christ?
Amen.
I never shall forget this young man heard this revival sermon and asked his dad. He said, "Dad, that preacher keep talking about people got to live right, Dad. And I be watching people, and I see sometimes I see everybody I be watching do something that I don't think is right." And he said, "Dad, so I need to ask you, Dad." He asked the dad, he said, "Is it possible for a man to live a year and do no wrong?" And his dad said, "Well, son, I don't think it's possible for a man to live a year and do no wrong." He said, "Oh, Dad, but the preacher said we need to live right, not do no wrong." He said, "Well, Dad, is it possible for a man to live a month and not do no wrong?" Dad said, "Well, son, I really don't think it's possible." Because he said, and then Dad tried to rationalize.
Okay.
Dad said, "Because, son, sometimes folks just think wrong."
Thank you.
That's it.
And so then the boy said, "Oh, Dad, but the preacher said we got to live right." He said, "Well, Dad, is it possible for a man to live a day and not do no wrong?"
Oh God.
Dad said, "A day, that's 24 hours, son." Oh, Lord, have mercy. He said, "Son, I'm going to be honest with you because I don't want to do wrong while I'm trying to help you. I don't want to lie. I don't really believe it's possible for a man to live a day and do no wrong."
Amen. Amen.
Well, the boy began to get sad because the boy wanted to try to live like the preacher told him.
Oh God.
You got to live right.
Yes, sir.
So then he said, "Dad, let me ask you one more question. Is it possible for a person to live a moment and not do no wrong?"
All right.
Dad said, because the boy, he about to start crying now. Because he think all hope is lost.
Yeah.
Dad said, well, son, yeah, I do believe, Sister Solomon, that it's possible for a person to live a moment. A moment. And not do wrong. All of a sudden, he started shouting. He got happy. And Daddy said, "What's wrong with you, boy?" He said, "I'll just live a moment by moment." In other words, my brothers and sisters, God still counting on you to stop judging others and look in the mirror. Moment. Are you trying to live? When you look in that mirror, are you seeing someone who can honestly and earnestly say that they love their fellow man?
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No. I ain't talking about a love because of. I'm talking about love in spite of.
Amen.
Okay. In other words, I might not like the things you do. I might not even love the decisions you make, but that shouldn't stop me from loving you. When you look in the mirror, look at them. Don't be saying y'all about it. Look, use it. Look at it. My haircut look pretty nice. Okay, when you look in the mirror, they got that on tape. It's in my message. Somebody gonna hear me say that, and somebody gonna judge me because I said that. Do you see somebody when you look in the mirror? who spend more time working on themselves than complaining about other folks. Because you can, guess what? Say what? You can always find something to complain about. I told her that was this lady I was talking to a long time ago. She was talking about wrong in certain churches. And I'm gonna go to this church because they do too much wrong over there. And I say, honey, if you're looking for a church that you ain't gonna find nothing wrong, you ain't gonna find that church. I'm saying if it was such a church, when you get there, you gonna mess it up. So you best just do your best to do the best for God where you at. Because can't nobody stand before the judgment bar for you except you.
Yes.
You're not gonna stand before the seat of judgment and say, God, I would have, but brother so-and-so, deacon so-and-so, reverend so-and-so, sister so-and-so. You going to stand before God, and the only thing God going to ask you is, what did I tell you to do?
Amen.
And what did you do to work out your soul salvation? Listen. I have, even just this year, I have attended quite a few funeral services already this year. And there was one thing that I noticed that was in common with all of them. All of them had somebody there that was in a box. Every one of them. They had somebody there that was in a box. And then they had a whole lot of people would get up and say great things about that person in the box. A whole lot of people would come by and share and pay their respect. A whole lot of folk would send cards, sometimes buy flowers, and send notes of sympathy. And all that's well and good. And then every one of them, I would see that they would get policemen to come and escort them to a burial site. And that policeman would escort them so that they can try to go without having to stop for any red lights or be swayed by any traffic. The police would try to keep the way clear so that they can go straight from where they are having the service to where they're going to be buried. Every one of them I went to, it was like that. And then once they got to the burial site, every one of them I noticed they would take that same box that was in the front of the church or in the courthouse or in the funeral home, wherever it was, and Pastor Jefferson, they would sit that box out there and they would have some fine words over that same box. And when they would get through, I noticed they did not have a U-Haul back there. Saying this person worked hard and made all these millions of dollars. Kobe Bryant was the best basketball player in his time, and he made these millions on millions. But I never seen them say, let's leave all his money out here with the box. They never said, let's leave all his automobiles out here with the box. They never said all of his real estate out here with the box. As a matter of fact, the only real estate he would end up getting is 6 by 6 by 2. That's it. And then what really made my head spin, after all of that service was over, everybody would leave and leave them out there. And I don't want to either. I ain't never seen them that was left out there come back with me. But I guarantee you one thing.
Oh, yes.
If you don't get your heart right with God on this side, before you leave here, you're going to be in worlds of trouble.
Amen.
My brothers and my sisters, you look in the mirror and see how you look to God. Because He is going to be the final judge. See, because all that you can control is that body in that box. But Jesus said, fear not them that can destroy the body and not the soul, but fear Him, which means respect. Him who could destroy both body and soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
My brothers and sisters, let me leave this with you. If before you go to heaven, if you have not got your heart right with the Lord, and have not begun to take your eyes off of other folk and put them on yourself, if you have not decided to work out your own soul salvation, then my brothers and my sisters, you will be in a world of trouble. I know I'm right about it, because the same Jesus that told us to judge not, that we be not judged. The Bible says that he died on a hill called Calvary. The Bible said they buried him in Joseph new tomb. But the Bible said, but early that Sunday morning, he got up with all power in his hand. And I got news for you. The Bible says, judge not, because that same Jesus who got up that Thursday morning, he went to heaven because he told his disciples, I'm going away to prepare a place for you. And if I go, I'll come again. I remember before he left, he called his disciples together and he said, tell my disciples and Peter to meet me in Galilee. When they met down by the sea of Galilee, the Bible says that he talked with his disciples, but old man Peter began to question him. Peter thought that it was John who had betrayed him. The reason Peter thought that because history says John was the one that laid on his breast and suffered. So Peter thought it was John. He didn't even know it was Judas that had betrayed the Lord. So Peter said, you can read it for yourself in the book of St. John 21, 20 through 22. Peter said, so what gonna happen to this man? Will he be reckoned with? In other words, what you gonna do about this man who betrayed you? If he's the one, Jesus told Peter, if I will that he be here, then I come back. That ain't your business. You just follow me. I'm trying to tell somebody, don't worry about somebody else. Just do what thus said the Lord. I heard that Jesus say, goodbye y'all. I'll see you after a while. The Bible says he told his disciples, I want you to go and witness to the world, baptizing them in the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. And lo, I'll be with you always, even to the end of the world. He stepped on the cloud, went back to his Father. But guess what, my brothers and my sisters? He's coming back. He's coming back to receive us to himself. Will you be ready? Will you be ready? Stop judging others and pick up the mirror and look at yourself. Fix up your tie, put on your clothes right, comb your hair, make yourself look well, fix yourself like Jesus wants
Gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street enough